high intensity planche workout using body weight only. You will see exactly every exercise that I did with the voiceover, going over the repetitions, exercises, sets, rest intervals, and everything in depth. I always start my workouts with a general warm-up. So general warm-up is everything that is not specifically your first one or two, if supersetted, exercises. This can be stretches, this can be jump ropes. I choose to do a scapular stabilization routine. I take a light band. I start with shoulder dislocations, which is basically those big circles. I do also band pull downs from up to down. I do, that's called the whippet, from back to forth, focusing on scapular protraction. Fantastic as a general warm-up for the planche. And basically this whole band scapular stabilization routine is to move the scapula in all planes of motion. Your scapula and scapular strength is the base of the upper body, of your ability to express strength using the arms. And the second to last exercise in this routine is the bend pull apart, a lot of posterior delts and scapular retraction strength. And I'm ending the routine with scapular push-ups. Arms are locked, just protracting the scapula. So, very nice general warm-up that takes 2 to 3 minutes. Recently, I've been promoting more blood flow to the area before starting my easier sets. And I do that by even performing easier sets. Sets of 20, 25, 30, even more than that, 50 repetitions, very light. So today I know that I'm performing planche and planche press to handstand in particular. So I'm already warming up that same movement pattern with a very light band so I can perform high reps. And this warms up everything very nicely. Even if I were to start with tuck planche here, I'll be too focused on balance and it will be still too intense. I like to start very, very light. This is already a specific warm-up, which means lighter sets, lighter than the top sets, that are using the exact exercise of the workout. So from here, the idea is, with the specific warm-up sets, gradually exposing yourself to heavier and heavier loads. Okay? Quick interruption. If you're a calisthenics athlete and you want to get strong, you want to get jacked, you want to add muscle mass, you want to be shredded, if you want to achieve your first muscle up, planche and front lever, then you should definitely check the bodyweight tribe. If you're already exceptionally strong, you're a fast gainer, everything comes easy for you, then you don't need it. But otherwise, the bodyweight tribe, it's a huge library of calisthenics content. You have everything that a bodyweight athlete needs to make progress in one place. Calisthenics programs, exercise tutorial, programming tutorials, nutrition plans that you can follow, recipes, everything that you need in one place. The link is in the description below. If you want to make progress, if you want to support me, if you want to support the channel, I would appreciate it. Check the link. Thank you very much. Strong people around the world in all strength sports would not really imagine starting right off the bat with their top sets, with their high intensity sets. Neither did I in that day. I felt like shit. Honestly, I didn't think I would be able to perform as well as I did. I was preparing for I don't know what, but I had a headache. I was not feeling it. feeling slightly ill. But there is a difference between sickness and not feeling 100%. And that's the fine line where I decided that I will actually do the workout instead of skipping it. Maybe I wouldn't perform, optimally, but I would accept it at that stage because I tried. So from tuck planche, doing handstand as well, moving to advanced tuck planche, moving to half lay, and moving to then will be full planche presses. That's the top sets, and I will hopefully hit a few singles of that before moving on to the rest of the exercises. So this is an advanced tuck planche press to handstand, and this is the specific warm-up, yeah? A lot of sets, but they are relatively easy and they are relatively fast. I'm not trying to exhaust myself. Just as much preparation with as little fatigue as I can accumulate before meeting the high intensity sets. So this is supposed to be the half lay press. You can see that there is some difficulty there. Maybe I should have done a straddle, which is slightly easier press to handstand before doing that. In your specific warm-up sets, you want to do as much as needed. On some days it might be more, and you know that you did well choosing specific warm-up sets if you didn't have one particular set that was very, very difficult in compared to the rest, okay? Because your nervous system got exposed gradually enough so it met the demand of the intensity. So moving on to the first working set, first planche press to handstand full one. I really tried. I love it when athletes hold the planche before pressing it. Often the planche to press to handstand is sort of a hop at the beginning. It's a hop to handstand. I want to hold it for a second or two and then from there press. So it will be no doubt in my mind. Presses to handstand in the planche are phenomenal, greater range of motion. I love the aesthetics of it as well because it starts with the strength and then you actually press, you have to balance. It's more complex than planche push-ups. And to say they're worse, but they are different. They feel nice when done appropriately. And you can see, I think that you can already see that my head is slowing down at this stage. You will see throughout the rest of the workout that I'm actually exhausted. I'm looking down and not feeling 100%. But that's a part of it, most workouts actually are not 100%, breaking personal records, high motivation. That's what other people who see me training or, talk to me, you're a coach, you're an athlete, you're probably motivated. No, I'm actually maybe one workout a month is that highly motivated, breaking PRs sort of workout. The rest are just practice. I show up like they show to work, and they come to the office at an exact time and they leave. That's what I do with my practice. Simple as that. So don't expect the thrills, just show up and perform. Eventually I did 5 presses to handstand, and then I moved on to 3 sets of 8 with planche push-ups, pseudo planche push-ups. I love pseudo planche push-ups. They can be as challenging as you want them to, almost as full planche push-ups with no feet support. A key tip with the pseudo planche push-ups is don't lose the protraction on the way down. So don't retract and protract as you go through the range of motion. Keep the protraction and push back up. I try to explode on the way up on the concentric phase to really increase the force output. So you can add weight, but athletes don't really know, and coaches that you can actually try to move faster, and that will also demonstrate a higher production of force output, which is basically leading to strength. Really exploding, really thinking about the protraction, maintaining a hollow body. I do have some glutes, and it looks like I'm extended, but I'm not as much as it seems. And here are signs of fatigue already. Usually when you're sick, often you can perform relative close to a 1 rep max, but you get exhausted faster. You need more rest between sets. So I rested as much as possible. This workout I had about 4 or 5 minutes between each set of every exercise, maybe besides the planche push-ups, pseudo planche push-ups, and they were easier. But here, moving on to accessories, less direct work. This is not direct planche work, but working muscle groups and movement patterns that help the planche. Handstand push-up strengthening the shoulders. If you don't have good handstand push-up or just overhead strength, you will not be able to progress in the planche. I ended up with sets of 12, maybe a set of 12 and a set of 13 repetitions in the handstand push-up. I have to admit that they were not the technique that I promote or not as close, but the fatigue caught up, and usually they are slightly nicer. But I got the job done. I prefer doing 2 really extremely hard sets than 3 or 4 or 5 less intense sets. Here I'm hitting ring rows, high reps. I love it. It feels tremendous on my back. Sets of 25 repetitions, 20, 25, around that. And this is the second and last handstand push-up set. There was another ring row set. You can see that I try to go deep around clavicle height, basically full range of motion to hit the deltoid fully. And this was the workout, and it was a great one, hard, but I had to get the job done nonetheless. And this is the take-home message, and there were some adaptations. You also sometimes you should know how to change the workout and when. And I chose to drop a few accessories, sets of the accessories, and still meet the level of intensity that I expect every workout. This was the high intensity bodyweight only planche workout. See you next workout.